Welcome back. Fair use.
That are hip, that really want to get down, take action immediately. There is something called CRA, Community Reinvestment Act. And all of these banks have violated this act that was passed in 1977 by Congress. And there's been chatter going around amongst lawyers, these large law firms that sue, major companies, and they win all the time, right? They are about to set up a lawsuit to sue a lot of the major banks because in the CRA, the Community Reinvestment Act, banks are required by Congress to invest money into underserved or certain communities that are at least 50% minority. And these banks have not been doing it. None of them, right? Because of this chatter, these banks are now giving away money to purchase a home. Okay, so the first bank, First National Bank, is giving $20,000 towards your down payment and $5,000 towards your closing costs. Truist Bank is giving out $10,000 towards your down payment or your closing costs. And there's no strings attached. These are grants. Okay, this is money that you do not have to pay back. You do not have to take a class. You do not have to, have a higher interest rate because you're getting this money. They have technically broken the law, and now a lot of these banks are scrambling to fix that by issuing this money. So starting March 3rd, tomorrow, First National Bank will be giving people $20,000 toward the purchase of a home and $5,000 toward the closing costs if you purchase in an area that is 50% minority. Now, let me just say this. For all of my business owners that have written off everything, so that they don't have to pay taxes and it shows on their tax returns that their business lost money or didn't make any money, you will not qualify for this. Okay? In order to qualify for this as a business owner, you will have to go back and amend your taxes. So get with your accountant. It may not make sense for you because then you'll owe the IRS. So figure out if you want to do that to get access to this. Now, if you're somebody that has 2 years of tax returns where you can prove your income, if you have 2 years of W-2s, your last 2 pay stubs, your last 2 bank statements, any retirement statements, if you have student loans, your student loan statements, have these things ready. I'll put the link in the description to these programs. And of course, if you're in DC, Maryland, Virginia, or Pennsylvania, hit me up. I can help you all get started on this. Now, take advantage of this. There are a lot of people out there that say, hey, we need reparations. This is your way to get reparated and get into a home without putting any money down. This is big. This is big. A lot of people want...
You notice how it's not on the news, right? You notice how they ain't broadcasting it. You notice it, right? Because if you don't realize this is how they're going to give us our money back, by not telling you. And when the due date comes and you don't know, see, this is the beginning. This is the beginning. See, my father's going Hulkamaniac, and I think they want to slow my father down a little bit, and so to all you black men that's been struggling, here's your time to get $20,000 and get out of that shitty ass apartment that you live in, and go buy a house. So if you have friends and shit, how about you put your money together, and you can buy a house and have some money saved over, so you can ball out on all those women that called you fucking dusty all this time and said your broke ass and your projects and your dirty ass apartment, you's a dusty. Now you can say, yeah, I'm a dusty in his house. Now get on your knees and tell me you love me.
To purchase a home but don't have the money for the down payment. And I always scream, when free money enters the market, you have to take advantage of it. Especially, we all know Donald Trump, pretty much took away the federal down payment assistance grants, right? The FHFA, changed course. That money's no longer available. That's fine. We still have local, we still have state, and now the banks are giving the money out, okay? So, First National Bank, $20,000 towards your down payment, $5,000 towards your closing costs. And this is up to, right? This doesn't mean you'll get the entire 20 or the entire 5K. This is up to. They'll pretty much give you the money that you need. Truist Bank, 10 grand. Now let me say this because a lot of people get this confused. This does not mean that they're just going to hand you a check for $20,000.
Yeah.
This does not mean that they're going to hand you a check for five.
And that's the point of it's not reparations. You beat my grandfather's ass to get billions and trillions of dollars. So what you're going to do to get reparations is you're going to find each one of us and you're going to hand the money over. Until then, this is just little tricks that you can not tell majority of us, and then we don't get the money anyway. And the Lord's gonna have His way with you. So you play as long as you want with the shenanigans.
This does not mean they're going to hand you a check for 10,000. This is a number on your settlement statement where the bank is crediting you. They're giving you a credit on the purchase.
You see what I mean? Low-level Super Saiyans like me, the black man that's fucked up. That means if you're in the most fucked up position and you don't know what none of this shit means, it's because your grandpappies were fucking slaves. That's why your nigga ass don't understand things like this. So even if you can go for it, you don't even know what the fuck you're going for. You don't even understand none of this shit. You just know my black ass ancestors work for free and you're gonna give me money for free. But you're gonna do tricks just like you tricked them into that fucking field.
Towards your down payment. So for most people, your down payment may not be 20,000, maybe 10,000. Well, they will cover it if you move into certain areas within the census tract. And again, there are no strings attached, like the NACA program, where you got to go through this strenuous.
You know what's real cute about that? They just made it where they're starting to have certain states not do income tax, so you could work and get your money back. But guess what? Do you think those are going to be predominant black areas? No. So you're still going to get robbed. You're going to get your free money, and like it said, you got to move around your own people, so you can all, pay them taxes why they don't. Because where the fuck you think it's going to start where niggas don't pay taxes? It's going to start in their neighborhoods. So they can catch back up to, financially be where they need to be. And your broke ass will be broke again after they give you your reparations. I'm not beef for the fucking goofball shit.
3-month, program and class, and you got to do this and do that, and do community service. None of that. They are required to do this. They're also required to do it for businesses. Now, I'm not.
So they should be required to mail these checks out. You can take fucking money from my taxes every year without fucking physically being there. But when it comes to y'all giving you money y'all seem to not know where I can't find niggas. I don't know where that nigga live. You know where to steal my fucking money out of my check, though.
Not sure. I haven't gotten any insight on how they're going to handle this for businesses. I've gone to some of these banks. I've talked to some of these people. The money is there. It is the bank's money. It is not the government's money. And it is out here for you to use to purchase a home. So it doesn't matter what state you're in. They have to do this, okay? Now, these two banks have stepped up, and they're doing it. The other banks will fall in line. Your Bank of America, your Wells Fargo's, your other. Wells Fargo does what they want. They don't care. They'll just wait to get sued, and they'll just pay it.
Yeah. See, the motherfuckers that can pay the reparations, they could have been paid the shit back. That's toilet paper to these niggas. They made so much money off the blood of my people in slavery, and then made businesses, and then it's 100 years later. So you do 100 times 100 billion, nigga. Them niggas could fucking throw us all of our money at once and say, nigga, you still broke, nigga. I'm still richer than you. And even, nigga, they can give us all the money they got and say, nigga, what you gonna do with it? I own everything. You're gonna pay for everything, and I'm not, because I own it. So, in a couple years, I'll be a billionaire again, and your black ass will be right where you are now. Take this money and go to fucking Vegas, nigga. Go buy your fucking Jordans and shit. Get the fuck out of here with that goofy shit. I ain't beef for this.
They'll just pay.
but I will take my money. I want my money. Or I'm gonna keep praying for the four winds and the four horsemen and all the beautiful things my father said. Call, keep calling. They'll get the point eventually when enough of you call and the ball starts rolling.
The lawsuit, they don't care. But every other institution, these large institutions, they have to do this, and you should take advantage of it because it is money that you do not have to pay back. There is no higher interest rate. There's no strings attached. Okay, since 1977, they have had.
There's always strings attached. They always figure out a way to fucking say, well, you didn't do this, so no, be careful about getting this money. Don't just run around and just get it. Make sure you understand what you're getting and how you're getting it. Because the loophole right away is you can't take this money for a house unless you live near your own people. Motherfucker, that's a stipulation. That means you can have money, nigga, but you can't come near us. Don't think you're coming to, you're not going to get this money and then you come around us. You're going to get this money and stay the fuck around yourselves. So what that means is this is a big opportunity for black men to build up their neighborhoods, you know, because they're not going to do it for you. Doesn't matter how you can watch them do it for other people, and you're not them. Remember, they're not like us. So you do shit by yourself, and if you don't, well, you know, your community will just stay the way it is. You'll buy a couple of fucking houses. You won't be able to upkeep the shit because you ain't got no fucking job anyway that can support the fucking rent. So, you know, in 50 years, we'll all be back out on the streets and they'll be moving their people into our nice homes we just fixed up.
Had to do this every year and they haven't been doing it. But now, because these major law firms are starting to get together and they see a big payday, because you know when law firms sue these major corporations in these class action lawsuits and stuff, they get half the money. If it's $1 billion, they get $500 million. So they are starting to get together and put these lawsuits together. Now the banks are struggling.
I wonder why the lawyers are doing that. I wonder if it has to do with anything with the AI and they're about to get canceled and not be needed anymore. I wonder if they said, oh, you want to screw me over? All right. Well, I'm going to get one more fucking payday off of you niggas. Because, you know, who else would know all these things except the people that were there with them? See, this is what happens when you throw your peoples under the fucking bus. They start revealing your fucking secrets and throw you back under the bus. Isn't it strange how all these things are happening at once? It's really strange.
To put this money out there because they have to prove and show that they've actually done this, and none of them have. And you can take advantage of this. If you're somebody out there that wants to purchase a home, you have at least a 620 credit score and higher. This is your time. You have to
If that ain't a stipulation, we dragged your ancestors around like fucking rag dolls, and God knows what else did to them, experimenting and beating your brakes off them. But you better have already did good in my society that I used against you, and only a little bit of you can actually have a good credit score. So that would mean the rest of you that I beat in your fucking head to not even know what those things are. I robbed you twice. I robbed your ancestors, and now when it's time to give you shit, because I made you ignorant, you can't have your shit. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. That's fair. You're 100% right. It's. My father said we die from a lack of ignorance. So I'll give that one to you.
strike while the iron is hot. Don't believe the hype that you see on YouTube and about this real estate crash stuff. There is no real estate crash in the residential area. It is only in the multifamily area. And when I say multifamily, I'm talking about apartment complexes. They are in trouble. My friends that own apartment complexes are selling their apartment complexes. Okay, I did a video in the past where I said the reason why there will be some sort of a crash in the real estate market is because of renters. Okay, those are the people for the most part that are in trouble. Now, that doesn't mean that later on down the line there won't be a housing market crash. But as of right now, mortgage delinquencies are very low, and on multifamily, these apartment complexes, the mortgage delinquencies are very high. Okay, and of course, those are big boys. You know, they'll probably get bailed out by Donald Trump and them. That's his lane. The apartment complexes. It,
Nah, some of them will, but they're gonna get nobody sees what's going on. Niggas they want their fucking. They're gonna make sure they get their way in a way if you get it. And since certain people help them get their way in a way, and they're no longer useful, they're going under the bus. I've been saying this for 3 years. Everybody that worked with the fucking. If you work with forces of people that have been known to do backstabbing things, well, the only true way Sith Lords can stay up is to backstab the ones under them. See, that's the whole. See, when you're conquering, you bribe the people you conquer to betray people or their people. Once you take over, they are automatically useless to you now. There's nothing left to conquer. So now you pick them up and you throw them back down there with all those people they betrayed. That's the normal way of the opposite side of good. That's the way it really is. But nobody tells you goofy ass niggas that. So you think you're good for so long until they don't need you anymore. And they remind you, you're a fucking traitor, nigga. Why the fuck would I want you around me? You betrayed your fucking DNA, nigga. You think you won't betray me? I'm not your fucking father. I have no ties to you. Should have went down with the ship like a fucking honorable man. That's why they do that shit to y'all. Because it's the truth. Who the fuck can trust a traitor? You fucking idiot.
the other thing, a lot of these YouTubers have been getting indicted because they are Chinese agents.
Oh, really?
They are being paid like how we do sponsored videos on different channels. I do them too. But they have been getting paid by China and they haven't been registered as a foreign agent. And they have been doing this so while the Chinese come in and purchase all of the real estate.
Oh, really? Is that what Donald Trump said? A lot of Americans are getting screwed over in a lot of ways and not knowing it because dirty ass niggas will throw their own people under the bus for some dollars. Like I said in the rap game, your favorite rapper ain't your favorite rapper because he didn't write majority of his good shit. And now, like I said before, I'm the realest YouTuber out there. Most of these niggas is fake or they fucking traitors to the country for crying out loud. So that's repulsive. I thought the fakeness on YouTube was only so much. You know, people that were government people, like the government put on the news all those years ago and said these truther people are a problem. Not all of them. The maniac ones that are delusional and they're taking some of the information they're hearing and they're going down these weird rabbit holes which lead to fucking riots and shit. See, I understand why they wanted to get those people off the internet because, you know, some of those men, they just can't understand the reality of certain things, you know? So they go off the fucking deep end. Just like the red pill bullshit in the manosphere. The manosphere was started so men can, you know, get back to being men. Not fucking crying on the internet, making fun of bitches all day. Comparing shit and all this nada shit was so men can start building themselves up and building communities for men that you know, never will ever get women and have long relationships because out of all the men and women that lived on the earth, it's always been this way. It's just growing into a larger amount of men that are not getting women. But has there always been fucking niggas that didn't get bitches? Yes, it's always been like that. And it'll always be like that. Certain things will always be because there's choice, you know? And then, bad things happen. You could fall in love with somebody and they could die a fucking week later. You know? Shit happens. And a lot of these men took that movement and what did they make it? Go buy this. Go work out. Get a job. Work a 70-hour fucking week. And then guess what your prize is? Beat your chest and say, I'm an alpha male man. And now you got most of these niggas trying to do that in their late 30s, 40s, burning their bodies out. When the whole movement was to teach men, why the fuck are you working so much if you're not going to have a family? It doesn't make sense. You're supposed to become the new naturalist man. Men without families get to worry about the bigger things in life. You know? Fixing shit. Worrying about the widows and the homeless and the children that we don't get to have. We become the protectors. But nah, you niggas become, I'm just put this shit around and not give a shit about nothing. That's not what the fucking Lord said.
You need to pay attention to what is going on here. Okay? Now, the way it's being kind of marketed is toward black people to help them. But you can be of any race to get access to this money. Again, First National Bank and Truist Bank are the first two to step up and say, let's get this done.
Okay, so what I'm about to do is I'm going to go talk to a couple of people about this that I see as GMB potentials, and we're going to see where this goes, I don't know what anybody, because this is probably more than likely going to get fucking super suppressed, but this guy got a fucking decent channel, and he got 124k views, so, it's good enough. Hopefully one of my viewers that are down on their luck like me, might be a Spanish man or black man or whatever. Like he said, this is not just for black people. I'm sure it's for minorities that have, had to deal with certain things. So, this is the whole point of why the fuck I built my channel. Because it's been a long time. But change will come. Now I gotta figure out how to do this shit, because I'm like, whoa, bro, I can use that money definitely. And if I'm not paying it back, that's always a good thing, but, you gotta make sure, because I'm sure there's plenty of fucking loopholes on that, and like they said, you gotta move to a certain area or whatever, and no. See, that stipulation right there makes me, it's not even worth the money. See, me, all money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to stipulations. Because, it's like saying, alright, you can have $1 million, but you gotta go live in Flint, Michigan. You have $1 million. Go live down there with that dirty ass water that them niggas gotta deal with. I give you $2 million, but you gotta live in the heart of Chicago with all the gangsters. You could floss up and be dead by tomorrow. You get it? You see what I mean? The fucking stipulation shits. We got fucking, right now, like the weather is playing musical chairs with like all the states and shit, and Mother Nature's taking its time, doing what she does. So that's why a man like me, although I hate where I'm at, I don't hate it. I can't say I hate it. It's the people. That's like saying you hate living on Earth. No, you don't. You hate people. People make this place unbearable. If you don't speak to anybody, if you just go walk outside, no one's there, you will not say, "Oh, I hate Earth." Yo, look around. Like, yo, this place is actually way more beautiful than I actually ever looked around. And there's too many fucking people in the way making noise, talking to me and shit. This place is marvelous. I can't believe I never seen the beauty of this sunset on this specific corner. You know what I mean? People miss great shit all the time. Now, I don't know about you guys, but hopefully this is true, because this is the internet, and a lot of things are fake, and a lot of things are fucking setups nowadays. You got people doing shit like this to scheme, and get informations and all this weirdo shit. So I suggest anybody that's listening to this, you be careful with that, and take your time. Make sure you look it up somewhere better than this place, cause gotta make sure you know what you're doing, and make sure you know the stipulations of getting that money, because if they have regulations on how to spend it or where to spend it, there's usually a punishment for not doing what the fuck they told you to do with money that's supposed to be yours. It What's mine, then I get to do whatever I want with it. If I don't have to pay nothing back, you shouldn't give a fuck what I do with it. I should just take it and just do whatever I want with it. But like they said, this is not reparations money. This is something to do with banks. And no wonder we don't learn about banks in school. We learn about money and how to work and how to count, but we don't learn that banks are supposed to put money back into the neighborhoods, the poor neighborhoods. Because I never knew. I never heard of that. You know what I mean? I may have stumbled across things like that, but when you're out here and you're just going and you're too broke to fucking pay attention, because you're trying to beat, the environment and the people. It's good to know things, and I'm starting to learn a lot this year. That I'm like, yeah, black men, if you're smarter than me, or you have your shit a little more together, you need to jump on these things, because things like this don't happen for no reason, and it's not gonna be happy days, you know. Getting things means you have to keep it now. You get it? And if you kind of look up the history of like us getting things and grouping all in one place, you know, you know, you gotta kind of, you know, like, I don't know. If you know, you know. All love, all praise to the Most High.